Hello, everyone. I am Trudell Lambert, and this is my learning stream. So, what I'm going to be doing is a little bit of gesture drawing, and then I'm going to figure out what I'm doing, if I'm going to be honest. I think I'm going to do a master study, either from Frazetta or Leyendecker, but I could also maybe grab like a screen grab of a movie, and I might just work off of that. I'm not sure yet. So let's get started up. First off, what I'm going to be doing is, like I just said, gesture drawing. What I do is I go to New Masters Academy, and they have a whole like a whole list of gesture drawings, either nude or non-nude, depending on how comfortable you are. And yeah, you could just draw and learn poses from there. Gesture drawings are super important when it comes to, all drawing, but specifically animation and comics, in my opinion, any sequential art. So let's get started. Okay, so these first poses are 1 minute poses. Jeez. Okay, there we go. And I like to set it to 50%. Wasting time fiddling with brush stuff, but hey, it is what it is. And to start, in my opinion, these are always not great, but it's because you only have a minute to do them, right? And you're just warming up. This is really a warm up more than anything, in my opinion. And each time I do this, I feel like I have to get used to it again, because by the end of it, I'll be like 1 minute, no problem. But the start, I'm always like, panic. All right, that was it. So this is my second live stream, and I'm still kind of trying to figure out the model to this, but I had fun last time. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but in the background is my coffee machine. I woke up late today, but I'm an artist, right? So I'm allowed to do that, I think. I think that was in the job description when I signed up for this. I just watched the new Batman, and I absolutely loved it. It was so good. Well, I didn't finish it. I still have a few minutes left on it because it's a long movie. It's so long, but from what I got so far, is really cool. I like how everyone's depicted in it. I kind of like how Batman's like this little emo kid who's a complete badass, but just even though I'm more of a fan of like when the Bruce Wayne is faking boasty, and he has like the animated series, he has like girls around and stuff, and then he's not actually living that life, but he pretends to. I think it's a good cover. him acting all strange and like awkward. I guess that's a good cover too, because why would this strange, awkward kid be the Batman, right? And he's strong, but he doesn't look it, right? Like he's fit, but he doesn't look it. So I'd say that's a pretty good cover too. Other than when Batman's just jacked, you see Ben Affleck, Bruce Wayne, and you're like, oh yeah, no, that's Batman, right? He's rich, he's everywhere, he's jacked as all hell. That's definitely Batman. This guy, he doesn't look it, and that's the perfect cover. And I like how they didn't have to go through the origin again, like the whole night at the theater thing, because it's not necessary. We all know how Batman started, right? Okay, now they are 2-minute poses. Just switched up. It's a little too scrunched up. Oh, sometimes it just start again if I don't like it, which I shouldn't do, especially with timed poses like this, like that are so short. But sometimes I think I mess it up a little too much. So hey, what are you gonna do? You know. I never noticed how loud my coffee machine is until right now. If you guys can't hear it, sorry for talking about it, but just loud in the background. This model in particular seems to like to scrunch up, which makes the drawing so much harder. It's better to learn from for sure, right? But they're really scrunched up. There's a ton of foreshortening going on. It's just like, want to make it a little easier for me, or but I'm always happy to get back into gesture drawing. It is a calming thing to do, because you kind of just have to try to get the pose. Quick, and it's right there, and you can kind of just, once you get over the fact that it's fast, you can just be there and draw, right? Always takes a second to get into that, but it is nice when it finally happens. These are still 2-minute gestures. The next thing I do after these gesture drawings, I'm going to try to put up on screen. So if anyone else wants to draw to them too, they can. And then we could just be drawing together, right? It's a study session, so we should be doing that, in my opinion. Let's get a fun little study group going for your drawings. Or not. You just also listen and watch me draw, because why the heck not, right? This pose is a little difficult just because how the back is twisted. Let's do this. And then okay, that's looking pretty decent, honestly. I'm not mad at it. Okay, the next pose. Also, I still watching. I would like to I'd like to hear what you guys would want to see. If there's any specific practice stuff I should go over that you would like to learn with me, or that you'd just like to see me draw. When it comes to practice, you could pretty much do anything, right? So if there are any, if you want to go over any like anatomy or perspective drawing, I personally have trouble with stuff like cars or anything that's too mechanical. So if you want, so I'm probably going to cover that just to figure it out for myself, you know what I mean? So let me know if there's anything you'd want to see. And I'm starting another show that's a little more fun, where it's me drawing, really it's more like fan art, but the one I plan to do on later this week, Thursday, I'm going to do something from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, because I really like that manga and the anime. And I have a theory about Joseph Joestar. So I'm going to just draw it there. And I'm going to be talking about what the theory is, and it's going to be, I plan for it to be more of a fun show. This one's a little more artist driven than the other one, but the other one I'm drawing, and I'll be talking about my drawing along with the concept. So it's artist driven too, just not as much. But I really do like JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Since JoJo Lian Part 8 ended, I've been waiting for Part 9, JoJo Lands, and I think it said something like, "Oh, it's gonna be gone for like 3 months, and then I'm gonna come back." And now, I'm like, I think 3 months passed. Where is it? I need news. What's the release date? Which I believe in not rushing an artist, but also, and there's a ton of mangakas that take huge stretches of time away from their projects, or just stop doing their projects altogether, which I think is what they did with Hunter x Hunter, as far as I know, which makes me sad because I like that series too. But also the dude has health issues, so it's like, yeah, no, take take your time, you know. I'd never again, I don't believe in rushing art, but also if someone's sick on top of that, you definitely don't want to rush that, because they probably want to get it done, I would assume. But I don't know. Maybe you just stopped caring about it because, again, there's more stuff to deal with. But back to JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. I've been waiting for that. I'm real curious on what they're gonna do, because sometimes he leads in to what he's going to do for the next one. If you look at any of the most of the previous works, it's kind of, there's usually an ending saying like, oh, this is probably going to be next. Cheating. It's the wonders of digital art. You can kind of just cheat a little bit. Oh, it's a 5-minute pose. I was wondering why it was taking so long. It's a 5-minute pose now. But yeah, I don't want to give any spoilers for Part 8, or really anything that's not in the anime for JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. But I am so looking forward to this new series whenever it comes out. And with Iraqi, you never really know where it's gonna take place and who's gonna be the next Joestar. If in this one there's gonna be a next Joestar, which I hope there is. But I see online all the time, like, oh, the next ones are gonna be twin Joestars, and I've been hearing that for a while. I don't know what evidence they have to be saying that, but I think that would be cool. But I don't think it's gonna happen. I love the way this is turning out. Looks real awkward. Okay, next one. Sometimes they give you two options to draw from, and I'm like, oh no. I don't know which one to pick. But yeah, in that other show, you're gonna probably get more polished drawings than I will for these, because this is, again, just study stuff. So I have a lot of art books and drawing books, like art of books and drawing books. And if anyone wants me to go through those too, I think that would be kind of cool. Just like my favorite ones and what I get out of them and stuff like that. Because when it comes to art of books, I have stuff for like the like Avatar, The Last Airbender, and I have a Legend of Korra one too, just because I like that series and the world they create is really interesting. So kind of like, where does that come out from? Where does that come out from? Out of, and you see all the nations and their different dress. So I really like the book for Avatar: The Last Airbender, and the series is wonderful. Oh, hey, how's it going? Um, but yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender, uh, art of book. I have the Spider Verse art of book, which I really like. The designs they have in there are really cool. I like the poppy aesthetic of the movie. So, and the book with all its art kind of carries on with all that stuff. It's just a fun thing to study from. Hey, Lugia, how's it going? Um, just drawing, doing some gesture drawings again. Right now, I'm on a 5 minute pose. And I'm just talking about art books. Another art book I really like is I like animation ones. I think particularly, but Castlevania. I really enjoyed the show, and all the designs are awesome. And just monsters and vampires and demons, all that stuff. It's always interesting to get a design for. So, all right, that was the end of that. So I'm gonna pull up the ones I liked from this. Oops. Aren't all perfect. I think this is easily the best, but I also had the most time on it, so. Yes, I agree. Japanese art books are really good. I have one that's all about Japanese like landscapes and backgrounding for animation, and it has a bunch of just classic animation. I forget what it's called. It's on my couch. I have a bunch of books on my couch. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's because my bookshelf is full. And all my closets, not closets, cupboards are full. So it's like, I guess the only place to put it is the the only place to put is my couch now, which is not great. I'm gonna definitely have to find another place for them. But yeah, I want more Japanese. I know, right? I want more Japanese art books because the like one I have is really good, but I also like to read them. So, and I can't. I need them to be translated ones personally, but I don't always need to read them. I could just really draw from them. And that will give the that'll help me just as much. You know what I mean? But they do it wonderfully over there. The way they draw. Yusuke Murata was beast. His art was crazy. Yusuke Murata. Remind me, who is that again? The name sounds so familiar. Is that the guy who draws One Piece? Not One Piece. One Punch Man? Maybe not. I could be wrong. But One Punch. Yeah, right? He is awesome. He's really good. His art is ridiculous. I don't even know. I don't even know. But I agree. His art's awesome. I'm also really enjoying Jujutsu Kaisen and how he does his art. It's very not sketchy, but it looks quick and action packed. So I really like that. Like everything is always moving. Maybe he is an alien. It's ridiculous. You see these beautiful scenes with these monsters, and it just everything just looks so badass. And I'm like, hey, what the heck? How? How does one do this? Um, is there anything you want to see me draw? I was gonna do either master study or drawing from a screenshot from a movie. I'm not sure yet, but I wanted to do a little more than just gestures today. Fan art. I could do some fan art. Any character. Interesting. Okay. I'll I'll look for something interesting. I just watched the Batman. So I'll do that. It's a really good movie. Completely enjoyed it. And I liked the suit. I thought the suit was a perfect mix of the old um like 60s Batman. I could see the seams and everything. And the the new Batman. And the perfect mix of that Batman and the Batman for Christian Bale played. I haven't seen it. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's dark though. I think it's darker than most of them. No, I don't think I haven't finished it. Actually, I still have like 20 minutes left of the movie, but no, I don't think the Joker is in it. I think the Riddler is the bad guy, or at least most of it. All right, so I'm going to do Batman, and then depending how quickly I get Batman done, how good, I might do Robin as well. I don't know yet. Um, Brutal Batman. Yeah, this one is brutal. But they kind of all are, right? There's no Batman that's just like nice. Oh well, the old Batman, like the really old Batman, is nice, but still going around beating everyone up. But I like Batman. He cool character in my opinion. But I have a video saying that he could be stronger just in like the comic universe. He could be so much stronger than he is with all his resources and all the weird stuff that's in the comics. Like alien suits and metahumans and superpowers, all that stuff. It's like Batman can get a little bit of that. 100% he could at least learn how to fly, you know what I mean? Fly, teleport, become stronger with magic. He's literally in the Justice League with all his friends. And it's like, not one of them is like, hey, let me teach you a 1-2 thing. And then if you're really in trouble, you could just use that. Let me teach you a teleportation spell. Who will win, Batman or Iron Man? I think if they just met on the street, Iron Man. Like it's just random off the street, 1-on-1. Batman's patrolling Gotham, and Iron Man's looking for Batman for some reason because he thinks he's bad. Iron Man wins. But I think if they know they're fighting and they have like a week to prepare, Batman's got it. Which usually I'm one to say Batman always wins, but I don't think that's the case if he doesn't know he's about to fight you. You know what I mean? Plus, it also depends what Iron Man, because Iron Man has some ridiculous suits um, that are super strong. But I think Batman could beat Superman with enough prep time, so there's no way he couldn't beat Iron Man. You know what I mean? I have the little grappling hook because that's my favorite tool of his. I don't know why, but I've always just loved the grappling hook. Yeah, right. Two crazy billionaires. It's so true. They both could just do so much more. Um, they can do so much more with their money than they do flying around being a superhero. But for some reason, they don't. I'm personally a fan of Batman Beyond. It's like the perfect mix of Batman and Iron Man. But and I'm surprised they haven't tried to do a movie like that. Like personally, I would rip off Spider Verse and take like that kind of weird pop comic booky flashy style and add it to the neon look of the Batman Beyond animated series. And then honestly after that I think you have a hit movie because I think people love Batman just as much as Spider-Man. And then you add all the hype that was on that movie and you do a similar aesthetic. Oh, it's gonna be ridiculous. And I'd just like to see that personally. I think that'd be so cool. Also Um a Red Hood story from his perspective, from Jason's perspective, would also be awesome. I think because if you think about like the failed Robin, Batman Spider Man story was so dark. Yeah. Well, most if you think about it, most comic book character stories are just like real dark. It would be so traumatic for any like real human being to go through any of that. Um, most people who are doing that are have to go through a lot of what superhero go through are not going to be okay after. And then if they get the powers, they're probably going to be a villain. Uh, no, I don't like that. Gonna cover this part with a cape. Oh, for the animated series, awesome. Um, just the animated series in general is great, but yeah, the opening is classic. Yeah, Uncle Ben was important. I think Peter Parker is becoming a villain without those words. Or maybe not a villain, but definitely not a superhero. You know what I mean? It'd probably be like, oh, I got these powers. I'm gonna become a basketball player, get all the money. Something like that would definitely happen. Bad Spider-Man. I'd watch it. Anytime where superheroes go bad, I'm super intrigued by it. Or when they stop caring, I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Um, like I used to love Smallville, and anytime Superman went bad a little bit, like was just like screw my morals. I was like, this is what I'm watching for. Or there was an animated thing where he had to fight. I don't know, it was like these British bad guys. I don't know if they were all British. I know the main guy was British, and he had like telepathy powers. And then they pushed him so far he just kind of went unhinged, and then showed them what he could really do. And I'm like, that's what I like. Batman goes, or not Batman, Superman goes a little bit crazy. It's great. All right, so that's Batman with his little grappling hook. Um, and then I think I'm going to sketch out Robin as well. Where am I going to put him? I might flip this. Wasn't okay. Batman. Penguin's an interesting one where he has like that trick umbrella. that's that's a fun character thing. I personally like, and I don't think they use too often, Mr. Freeze. I think he's an interesting character just because he's just doing it for his wife, right? He's just trying to find a cure or get enough money to save his wife or whatever. And so he's not just a bad guy or just a mob boss or just whatever, like all the other, or just crazy like the other people. He's actually trying to do good for himself. So I do, and plus in the animated series, he had two polar bears that hung out with him, which is so dope. and kind of badass because, like, who's gonna mess with a guy with a polar bear? You know what I mean? Um, Riddler also I thought was pretty cool, but sometimes he's a little too much. It really depends where, and obviously Joker's the goat. But there, oh, like Killer Croc. He's always a weird one too. Um, he's a strange Batman villain. Poison Ivy is someone they definitely don't use enough. But her powers are probably hard to depict in a movie, I'd think. Um, so much CG. And I think sometimes Batman's best when he's not necessarily dealing with a supernatural character like her. But I'd like a more realistic take on the Mr. Freeze because he's cool. And honestly, he should be called Doctor Freeze because out of all the characters that are called Doctor and they aren't, it's ridiculous that he's an actual doctor and they'll call him Doctor Freeze, which sounds a little cooler in my opinion too. But that's just a small gripe. I'm wondering if they're gonna do another Suicide Squad because Suicide Squad is what the last one was really fun with James Gunn. But I knew it was gonna be good because he did Guardians of the Galaxy. He made that so awesome. So it's not a surprise to me that he completely killed it when it came to that movie. Because the bones in the first one were interesting and real and could have been great. I think the first part of it, in my opinion, was pretty cool, but then it just they did too much, right? And they got too generic with it. It didn't make sense. The Patrick wasn't. Yes, he was. Honestly, when they did that, I thought it was so funny. Because it looks so non-threatening, but it's giant. It's a giant starfish. Um, that makes it something so hilarious, scary, and that's wonderful. I love when people do stuff like that. but everything was like perfect in that movie. It was so funny, and it was also dark and gory. How it started off was absolutely ridiculous. Um, recommend if you like seeing superhero movies. I recommend that one. It's a little dark and gory, but if you could take that, it's hilarious. Peacemaker. Peacemaker was great. I haven't seen the show because I don't have HBO, but honestly should because it looks good, and I like how how serious he is, but he's walking around in like a regular costume the whole time. It's hilarious. I'm gonna restart this. Superhero cartoon? Which oh, he was a normal guy. Isn't he? I don't think he has any powers or anything. I think he's just I think most of the people in the new one are kind of normal, right? They have well, I guess that's not true. But yeah, all the main characters are kind of normal. Other than what, two? I think there's two superhero or superpowered people. And then there's the giant shark. Um but in that universe, I wanted to see, or not necessarily see, at least know what happened to Robin, or like, which they said, I think in the first Suicide Squad, that Joker and Harley took out the one of the Robins at least. I don't know if that was the first one or the second one, like in the actual comics, Jason Todd, but they never specify, and I think that the universe might be over. I don't know. Yeah, if they're doing more movies, I know the Flash is supposed to come out at some point. Um, but like, who really knows? You know what I mean? The DC universe is so messy. Kisame. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah. What's his actual? The King Shark. I agree. Absolutely ridiculous, but hilarious. Kisame is a great character, huh? Like a cool. It makes no sense how he looks. Like actually, not from Naruto. It makes no sense how he looks because there's not like really a lot of people who look unhuman in that series. But for some reason, he's just a fish man. It's like why? This makes absolutely no sense, but I like it. Um, a Robin is it really depends on which one. The current I don't know what's happening in DC Comics right now, but I think the current Robin is Batman's son. But that's like the fifth Robin, I think. Depending on who actually counts, it depends on the continuity. But yeah, one of them ends up being his son. But he adopts most of them, so they're all like his son. But yeah, one is actually his kid, his biological kid. Yeah, Kisame is crazy. That's absolutely. He went out like a G though. He was like, I don't think I'm in a good situation right now. I'm just gonna summon my sharks and they could do the rest of my work. Yeah, exactly. Most of them are uh, the equivalent to Loki in compared to Batman, but good. Or most of them are good. The one of them isn't, but he's also kind of good. Um, the Red Hood, who's an anti-hero. Ugh, his eyes look weird. Jeepus. But yeah, out of all the Robins, I think the second one might be my favorite. It's the one who became the anti-hero. And then the one who I think should be actually Robin or the next successor to Batman is Tim Drake because he's the best detective out of all of them. So he's the most not the best fighter, but he's the most Batman. He's what Batman should kind of be. He's out there just figuring out the crimes rather than beating everyone up. I love the hair. I'm gonna change that. No, I don't like that either. Good reference. Oh, that's better. Yeah. All right. Sometimes all you need is a little bit of reference. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know why Robin's taking me longer than it should, but it is what it is. I'm coming out with a comic soon. It should be by the end of this month. It's called Blood, but it's about it's set in like an ancient Egyptian comic, like an ancient Egyptian fantasy world. Um, and the first issue is coming out next month, and then I plan, or at the end of this month, and then I plan to do an issue a month after every month after that. But if you want to check out more of my stuff, you could either go to my website, thecomicgod.com, or you can follow me on Instagram. That's and then all my news will end up coming out there. But that's Trudell the Comic God. Like God of Egypt. Yeah, exactly. And it features more prominently a god of Egypt, Set, the god of chaos and storms and all that. He's the god of this realm, and his son is the emperor who kind of runs everything. And our main character is that emperor's child. So like the prince of that the prince of that world. The son of sun. Close. It's not a sun god, but yes, he is the son of a son of a god. But funny enough, there is the son of a son of the sun in the story. You'll have to read to find out what that means. But that does happen. So it's funny you say that. Have Robin in his boy wonder pose. It's supposed to be a kid. I gave him like really hard features for a child. Oh, that's cool. You're doing fine, in my opinion. I think we're having a good conversation. But yeah, that comic will come out soon. And I had a ton of fun working on it. The first thing to come out is only like 15 pages. Um, but the next week, every issue is going to be about 10 to 15 pages. And yeah, no, I'm just having fun with it. It's going to be my first like long form comic. I've made comics before that are short or that I thought weren't good enough to release. Where can you it's going to be on my site. It's going to be a digital download. So I'll let you know when it's coming out. But yeah, no, it's at the end of this month. It'll be out for sure. What comic is gone? I'm giving Robin some armor. Batman doesn't have it, but if you're gonna send the kid out to fight bad guys, at least give him armor. You know what I mean? Oh, it's hard to find the comic. In my country, where are you at? Yeah, I know some places it's a little more rough to get things. Because I heard someone do a Comic-Con somewhere. I think it was in the Middle East, and they were telling him that it was so hard to the fact that there's so many people going to the Comic-Con there is crazy because they have to go, there's like one spot in the whole country to actually get comics, which yeah, which is pretty wild because they're so readily available here. I didn't even think that that would be a thing. But it makes sense if you think about it, you know. Yes, I agree. Only long pants for Robin. We don't do no speedos for Robin here. Malaysia. Okay, that's interesting. Well, that's cool. I'm in I'm in Canada. I appreciate having a Malaysian viewer. That's cool. Um this might be too much armor for nah, I don't think it's too much armor. He's good. Let's go like samurai style. And then I think he should usually has like a staff or something. No, I don't know like that. Searching for many art tips and style. Yeah, that's always good to do. Personally, I would go to I think Proco is really good when it comes to art stuff. He's great for fundamentals. And then if you go to David Finch, he has a lot of comic art tips. He's great at that. And then all over the world. Yeah, that's a good call. I agree with that. Because it's good to see how everyone's thinking, right? That would be the best that's the best way to learn is to get from every source you can. That's what I do. That's why I have so many books. So I'm obsessed with books because I'm like, hey, I got to figure out what everybody's doing, you know? So when it comes to fundamentals, um, Watts Atelier has some good YouTube videos. Um, David Finch, he's a comic artist. He has some great tips, and he does these cool live shows that oh, I drew this arm weird. Whatever. He has some great comic tips specifically, and Proco has a lot of just like general basic art tips. If you're trying to that helps a lot, and he has a bunch of people on his channel as well teaching, so you get kind of that wide perspective from everything from concept art to traditional to from traditional like painting to comic art. It's all over the place there, which is I've learned a lot from his channel. Also, Bobby Chu, he's got some good things as well. That's all I can think about off the top of my head. But if you don't know those guys, I'd say check them out because they're definitely all better than I am. I don't know if they're as entertaining, but they're better at art. But those are good resources to just learn from. Yeah, right. I watch his videos a lot. He's really good. David Finch. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of fudge these hands. Not really there. A little taller. So it's not an absolute child. It's more like a teenager. And give him knee and shoulder pads, because why not? Yeah, what do you want? Oh, yeah. No, you can't compare yourself to Kim Jong Gi. He's ridiculous with his art. Insane. I feel the same way, though. For the longest time, I was like, why aren't I at that level? But then, also, he's been doing it since before I was born, so I was like, well, I got to realize that it'll take time for me to get there. Because yeah, no one's that good off the bat. Plus, most people just aren't that good, right? There are a ton of professional artists who can't do even close to what Kim Jong Gi could do. He is ridiculous. But yeah, no, he's awesome. Karl Kopinski, he's really cool too. He has I feel like he's close to Kim Jong Gi the way he draws, because he'll have like no or very little pencil, and then he'll just go with two pens, um, right next to each other, both hands, and he'll start drawing. I'm like, that's absolutely ridiculous. What is this guy doing? It is so crazy. And he always draws. Um, he draws like a lot of Wolverines and Hellboys and different and like different styles or different eras. It's all his own style, but he's really good. If you don't know Karl Kopinski, check him out too. He's pretty cool. And another one, when you look at his art, you'll be like, oh, how? How does he do it? How does he do it so fast? Which is I think good to see. It gives you something to strive for, right? No one's gonna be that good off the bat, but you see people that good, you're gonna want to at least try to get that good. I don't love the legs on this, so honestly, I'm just covering it up. Yeah, exactly. Fast like the Flash. I need that power. But that's why I practice. Hopefully one day I'll achieve it, but trying to get that speed force. I have a bad habit of well, it's not a bad habit. It's just I'd like to turn the screen just because some angles are easier to draw that way, and then I forget. Oh, I'm recording. I probably shouldn't. Probably shouldn't just turn my camera all the way over. I know, eh? All these ridiculously fast artists, they're not, can't be human. It's impossible. I don't understand. But it's all practice, so it is what it is. We keep practicing, we'll get there too, you know? Exactly. It's just getting better, the same the same habits. Practice every day, then we'll be quick. Like they are hell. One day maybe even faster. Oh, forgot it's on a different layer. Same habit. Oh, you like to turn the thing too. It makes it easier. It makes it so much easier. Sometimes I turn it right around. If it's just like a weird angle I have to I'll turn the computer backwards, which I look like a crazy person to anyone who doesn't know what I'm doing, but for me it makes it so much easier. All right, it's Batman and Robin. dark. I'm going to throw a bat symbol in the back as well. Right. Yeah, that's how hard you have to go sometimes. You just got to break your hands, break your legs drawing. They heal faster. They heal back way stronger. Do it again. And then you get the Ultra Instinct equivalent of drawing, and everything is good. Then you make all the money. And all right, now I'm gonna throw a bat signal. It was real rough, but also actually, you know what? The bat signal's the only thing that's not in light, so I gotta first set. All right, that's the dynamic. Oh, hold on. Hmm. Trying to figure out a way it makes sense. All right. That's the dynamic duo. Yes, the Gotham superheroes. And, thank you. I appreciate that. So, well, I'm going to, hop off now. Yeah, I'm gonna hop off now. Thanks so much for watching. Uh, remember, well, my Instagram and check out my website. Um, all thecomicgod.com or anything at Tradell the Comic God. I enjoyed doing this. This was fun. I like these live streams. So I hope you enjoyed too. And yeah, peace out.